They broke what they didn't understand and replaced it with what they could control. They came not to partner, but to possess. How did colonialism affect Africa? It's like asking a tree how it feels after it's been cut off from its roots and forced to grow in someone else's soil. It's like asking how a house changed after it was robbed, burned, renamed, and handed back with no doors. It didn't just affect us, it reconstructed us piece by piece. They broke what they didn't understand and replaced it with what they could control. They came not to partner, but to possess. With flags in their pockets and Bibles in their hands. They spoke of light, but moved like shadows. They told us we were lost, yet we had kingdoms, calendars, and codes. They told us we had no histories, yet they burned the libraries that held them. They arrived in boats and left with blood, gold, rubber, ivory, cocoa, and people. And when they had taken enough, they handed us borders, broken languages, and borrowed systems. We didn't give them Africa. They took it by force and then taught us to call it progress. They silenced our tongues, mocked our gods, laughed at our skin, and rewrote our worth through their own lens. They carved us up like meat on a map, split families across lines, turned neighbors into strangers, and strangers into enemies. Then they walked away and left us fighting over leftovers. They said they came to teach, but they erased. They said they came to build, but they broke. They said they brought religion, but they used it to chain our minds. They taught us their language so that we could read their version of our story. Taught us their history, but left out what they did to ours. Even now, we trade raw, buy refined, borrow from banks funded by our stolen resources, and call it international partnership. And when we speak up, they say, let the past go. But how do you let go of what still haunts your economy, your education, your sense of self? Colonialism didn't just happen. It's still happening. In the system, in the mindset, in the silence of those who benefited. But here's the truth. Africa is not broken. It was broken into. And now, she's putting herself back together. We are unlearning what we were forced to believe. We are regaining the Africa they are afraid of. The Africa that remembers, that resists, that rebuilds. They came with maps and missions, but we had stories and rhythm and soul. They tried to bury us, but we were seeds. And now, we rise. Not to beg, not to prove, but to become. Colonialism didn't end our story. It just tried to steal the pen. Now, we write again.